All right. So we're about to dive into live readings. We're just sharing to a few places to get us started.
Live on here.
Okay. We're live on Instagram,
Okay,
on
let
your
me share
YouTube.
to my Facebook too. Hang on just a second.
So I see people are starting to arrive. So I'll give you a little bit of a breakdown. We're going to be doing mini readings today. We're going to be here. I think we're thinking for like an hour, right?
I think
5:15.
Yeah, that's fair.
We'll be here for the next hour. We're excited.
Yeah.
This is our first time doing mini readings together, although we've both been on each other's podcasts over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So now we're like, hey, like, what else can we do live since we live so close to each other in Orange County? So if you want to get in on this, are you okay with a question if they just like share a question, something that they'd like a reading about?
I am open to whatever.
Okay.
I would like to do a sound test, make sure people can hear us. I don't know if anybody's live though yet.
Yeah.
I can't tell.
If you can hear us, if our
Yeah.
volume's okay, we tried. We're doing some new things tech-wise in person, and we're making sure that just everyone can hear us. I've had instances where I wasn't seeing the comments on a live.
Yes, I know.
Either.
Lives are so
You
tricky.
never know,
You just don't
right?
know. But yeah, if people can give us a thumbs up or
Give
a
us
yes or
give us
whatever that you can hear
something.
us.
Yeah, we're just trying to make sure before we sit here for an hour.
Yeah. And also start writing your questions that you have for
I know
us.
what I could do. I can also check and see if I could hear us on my Facebook as well. Yeah, so start your questions. If we don't get any questions right away, then what we'll do is we'll dive into a collective reading. Oh yeah. Hi. Hello,
Hi,
Christy. Hi, Enzo. So I would say, as you think of your question, why don't we just dive into a quick little collective read?
Yeah, let's do it.
And we're going to really just say that anybody that comes across this or the replay, that it's going to be something that would be beneficial to you.
Thank you, Christy.
And we're going to dive in with questions. Anything but a yes, no question. Something that's open-ended that allows us to dive in. We will, I'm going to be working with some cards today as well. Although sometimes things just come in. Emily, she's just going to channel straight through. Do you work with people's spirit teams, or what's your...
I can connect with their teams, their spirit teams, or just allow spirit to give me guidance of what needs to be said and heard today. So the intention that we just set before coming on live is to bring clarity and like more grounding for anybody here. So if you're feeling really unsettled, this is our intention, is to help you feel a little bit more settled and have grounding and clarity in what it is that you are currently going through. So please ask your questions. We want to help you.
Perfect. So as we wait for some,
I'm going to just kind of put myself in a little bit of a trance to see what spirit has. So
we're going to dive in.
Oh, you got it.
Whenever they fly out, they're special. Whenever they fly on the ground, right?
I love that. Okay.
So I'm going to read for our collective in the areas of health, money, expression, and relationships.
Okay.
Just so that we might cover ground for a variety of different people that I feel we have messages for today. Hello, is it Jolene?
I don't have my glasses. I can't read.
I know, we're the same.
Like, I can put them on.
Jolene? No, Jolene.
I can put my glasses on.
No, it's okay. I mean, we'll manage.
So sorry.
But if you have a specific question, we're going to start off with a quick little collective read as we wait for some questions to go in. And then we're going to start going to the specific questions that we're pulled to. These are free pop-up mini readings. We're here to be of service today and to hang out with you.
Yes.
So starting with the category of health, for this collective, this card's bringing in review and evaluate, a favorable assessment of the facts, time to move in a new direction. So when I'm bringing in the energy of health, it's about well-being, like emotional, mental well-being. It's physical, body as well. I feel like this collective is moving into a new direction, that there's new
I'm totally getting that.
Goals that are coming in terms of like this body, mind, spirit connection. And it feels like, what I feel is like there's this interweaving of like parts that are kind of like bringing together this more holistic, kind of personalized approach to health and well-being, to where it's not maybe some of the old routines or some of the old things that you were doing used to like resonate with you. But I feel like, it's a time where that stuff's falling away, where you're going to be looking for kind of new things. What are you feeling with that?
So what Spirit is showing me is that you've shed the old skin, and there's a new skin that is growing right now. And because of this is something that it's like a priority for you to really reassess or assess what is no longer working for you. And it's time to make the adjustments so that you can really step into this next phase, this next chapter of your life. And this is a really important message, and that this is about longevity right now, is what Spirit is saying. Like, not to take this lightly.
Okay. Yeah. So I feel like for some people, I feel like it's a big overhaul, and I feel like for others, it's like a fine tuning. I feel like there's a few groups of people in this collective.
But I think the fine tuning is still it's important. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily need to be a complete overhaul, but that fine tuning is to not be something to be like, that's not that big of a deal. Yeah, is what I think I'm picking up on.
Yeah, I do feel you on that. So the money card is coming in. The clients card is coming in reverse, talking about new clients or projects. Like, so I feel that this specific group of people has felt like there's been a slowdown, or something that is maybe like money that they were used to coming in a certain way or being kind of steady. I feel like there's been some kind of change or some kind of shift. And it's the energy of like not continuing to knock on the same door that's not opening for you. And I feel like it's kind of being willing to see that I feel like there's like a higher calling or a different approach that offers more ease right now. The high ticket card came in and offering more value. And I just made a quick post earlier today that said the way that we value our time is how we also value ourselves. And so I feel as though there's some kind of shift in terms of the way that people value themselves, and they see their worth and they see their money in this collective. And then thinking about like, what are the other things that I would be doing? Like, how would I be spending my time on myself or with people that I love or doing things that I love? And I feel like it's some kind of perspective shift that people in this collective need in order to now see themselves as this like higher worth, higher value person and charge more or ask for more. That's what I'm feeling.
Yes, there's a deep rooted wounding here that needs to be addressed, is what I'm seeing. What Spirit was showing me is like a water pump, and the water has stopped coming out. But in order for the water to start to come back out, it's about going and healing some past trauma, whether it's this lifetime, past life, or a parallel life that needs to be addressed. Let me see something really quickly. I'm going to ask Spirit if they have anything more for us here.
Yeah.
You can keep talking, but let me
just
see.
So we're just finishing up our collective reading. So I'm seeing some questions come through. Kathy, hello. If you have a question, drop it in the comments, and then we're going to start getting to our first private readings. Private, not private.
Our mini one-on-one. So
so
that's what I was getting. Yes. Spirit was saying there's one or two of you here that is having some financial issues, and to step forward, and that they want to do a clearing for you today. So we will help you out with that.
I love that. Yeah. I think that we can always gather some people through that want to get in on the energy.
Oh yeah, so absolutely. Anything that resonates with you, even if the reading is not for you, it can absolutely be for you.
Most of the time, the way that I see it is there's usually certain themes that come up or certain cards that come up over and over again.
Yes.
So certain readings will be very dedicated to a certain collective or group of people, and that we're essentially just like the conduits of getting those that spiritual mail out to people.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So going into expression, I have, with a steady mind, I am connected to our collective experience. This kind of reminds me of something that you were saying about how we're like kind of all here for each other's healing, and how like spirit is working through each and every one of us. Like, I was listening to Abraham Hicks today, who was saying that like, oh, somebody's like level 1 of like asking for what they need, of being like, oh my gosh, I really need help for this. I don't have this and I need this. And then getting to be the person who gets the enjoyment of getting to bring that wish like around, to be the fulfillment of that, that we're all kind of interconnected. And so I feel like when it comes to expression, like what I want to share with you is the more that you are free within yourself, the more that you express from a place of truth. The world is very deeply craving truth. It's very deeply craving your medicine, and you can only be, you literally can only be your most kind of potent, magnificent medicine when you are in your truth. And the world is deeply craving real people right now. And it really needs that from you.
It's just like the story I just shared with you.
Exactly.
Yes. I went through a clearing, an energetic clearing last week. And the next morning I received an email from somebody I haven't talked to in over 30 years. And this person needed healing, and Spirit told me exactly what this person needed and why this person reached out to me. And so it shows how we're all interconnected to one another, and that I was able to help this person heal what he needed to heal.
Oh, I see. Can you see if on your Facebook, if we can, this person I think is the one we need to kick out, the DM me for private readings. If you guys ever see somebody trying to be like, inbox me for your reading, like that's like scam behavior. And so be really aware of that. That's like something to look out for. Yeah. But I know that Kathy said that she reported that person, and we'll see.
Thank you, Kathy.
Yeah. So last but not least, this is the last portion of our collective reading here. So this is for relationships, the 5 of water. Things not turning out the way that you've hoped, not seeing the positive in a situation, crying over spilled milk. At the bottom of the deck, which would represent you, is this Chariot card talking about important achievements, self-discipline, willpower. I feel like this is about a perspective shift in relationships. I feel as though the energy of like polarization of light and dark, and like seeing that sometimes the most connected, deep relationships have to go through different phases of healing. And that I feel like I feel like I want to talk more about like family relationships here. Like people that I feel like have been in your life for a long time, that you have a lot of history with. And I feel as though this to me feels like the energy of things taking a shift in the relationship, because you've shifted how you've seen it, or how we talked about bringing in forgiveness before we had started this live, like that when you bring this sense of forgiveness and kind of love and understanding and compassion for other people, that essentially that's going to like, that relationship's going to start almost like being different in your life. And I think it's like switching from trying to make other people be different and who you want them to be, but really softening into the fact that like when you just operate from love, that the relationship becomes more of what you were hoping for.
That's beautiful. It's true. I'm not getting anything on Spirit because I was blocking somebody.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yep, no problem.
That's what's nice when there's 2 people.
Yeah, exactly. But your message is gorgeous.
Bev, okay. So let's see. So
we do have some
questions. We do have some questions. So the first one here, Amy Toth says, I feel like I'm on the cusp of an up level. What do I need to focus on to keep moving forward? So Amy, are you here? First off, I always like to make sure that the person is here, so that if we're asking questions or giving feedback, and also so that we can just prioritize the people who are waiting for their reading.
So an up level. Let's see if she's coming, but I just feel like I'm getting confirmation here. She is here. Okay.
Hi, Amy.
So an up level, and did it say in what area specifically or not yet?
It doesn't.
Can you, Amy, share what area of your life an up level spiritually, financially, business wise, career wise?
Sheba, drop your question. We just started our private reads.
No.
Okay.
So no, what do you mean no?
Maybe she doesn't want to share the...
Oh, you don't want to share, or you
possibly.
Don't know? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So...
Or actually, maybe I think, that maybe she's not sure that it's more of a feeling.
Okay, got it. Okay, yeah. Let me see.
You want me to dive in?
Yeah,
You're good?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm at home in my body and at peace in my spirit is the first card that comes in. The rhythm of my breath directs the rhythm of my life. Meditation, breath work, yoga are the things that pop into my mind immediately. I do feel like there's an opening up in the body. I feel like there's some kind of opening up in the health, and I feel like there's this opening in spirituality. And so the up level that you're feeling is now the world that you're projecting outside of you is starting to reflect the things that you've been writing about, the things that you've been asking for, and what you've been feeling and experiencing. That's like the first thing that I'm seeing. DNA activation is coming in. The Empress, lavish abundance.
Love it.
Give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. Yes. I know a little bit about some things, Amy, like that I remember that you were doing. And I do feel like I see, it feels like a few different things like combining, that there was a time where maybe you tried something, but then it wasn't quite ready. And then what I see is that there's like, was a few other like parts or components or something that you learned that's going to be a part of it. It feels money oriented, it feels entrepreneurial oriented, and it feels lifestyle oriented. That's what I'm feeling for this.
I feel the same. I feel like it's really important. Like you got yoga. I got that too.
You
like you need to get back into your body because your frequency has changed. It's shifted. And so that is going into your body to help your body acclimate to this new frequency that's coming forward. It's also what I'm also getting is because your frequency has shifted and changed, whatever you're doing,
business and personal.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever you're doing, business and in the personal realm, this is a time for you to realize that how you've always done things are no longer working the same because your frequency is too strong, and that it's okay to kind of withdraw and become like a little bit of a hermit and go into meditation to acclimate to your new frequency and to come up with a plan, especially with like your business, of where you're at in this chapter of your life and how you are going to move forward with it. And once you are totally aligned with that, things are going to fall into place really smooth. I'm getting like a waterfall, like it will just effortlessly come into your life. As for the personal, let me see if I can get anything there.
She's launching her pain coaching program.
Pain coaching? Pain and like pain
like
management,
dealing it in a holistic way.
I love that. Okay. Yes. And it's so needed right now. More than ever. It's really needed. There's so much because they're showing me like the excess energy that's on Earth right now with the solar flares. They're showing me how this is causing a lot of pain in people. It's causing pain in Mother Earth, and the importance of this work to help people understand how to manage it without turning to the traditional ways. It's part of the healing of Earth. And as a very holistic is what they're showing me. So, as for your business, just really take some time. Maybe it's this weekend and just really write out and really sit with spirit and allow spirit to download into you, and then just launch it. It's going to be different than what you've already done so far. A relationship, I'm getting there's a pivot. I don't know. There's a pivot. I don't know if that makes sense for you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy. So we're going to dive into the next person. If we're doing readings, we love it, like the way that Amy was answering back, because we want to feel like we're like hanging out. We're in the same room.
And the other thing too, guys, what sometimes spirit shows us stuff, then it doesn't make sense to us. And when you can confirm or help us understand, or if it doesn't make sense to you, just tell us. I don't take any of this personal. I want to deliver what is best and highest for you.
So I want to go to Enzo next. Continue to drop your questions. We're going to go through as many people as we can. We still have a good amount of time here to be on this live with you. And then if you'd like readings with either of us, I believe we both have $99 specials. Mine ends today. How long are you opening yours for? Because I know it's sold out.
Yeah, mine's sold out, but I will extend it for the next 24 hours. So
yes,
just DM me if you want it and I'll give you the code.
You can send us messages. Mine are on WhatsApp for these specials. It's 3 different segments of reading where we'll start with a question, and then you can either give feedback, or if you feel like everything's been answered, then we can go to a different question or a different area, but it's at least going to be 30 minutes total of reading, but it's virtual and yet like interactive and flexible at the same time. And are yours on Zoom?
Mine are on Zoom. Perfect. It's an hour-long reading. I'll connect you with your spirit team and get you some clarity. And there's usually some healing involved too.
I love it. So Enzo says, I feel unsettled and I feel lost. My friend recently lost his life to suicide. Life feels pretty blah. Sorry for the heaviness of this, but I've been getting desperate to find my old light. I miss my old spark. How do I get it back? Should I get it back?
Yes, 100%. You should 100% get it back. Enzo, can you give us the name of your friend that has transitioned? He's here. I can feel his spirit.
So Emily's a medium, by the way. If anybody that's joining me on my channel is unfamiliar with that.
I can't guarantee I will connect with him, but I know that the spirit is here because I can feel him. So Enzo, I'm getting, he's, okay.
It's, I think it's Bao. I think it's actually Bao. Is it Bao, Enzo?
Bao, okay.
Yes. Bao.
Okay. Yeah, Bao is here. Let me see what sort of message he has. He is apologizing for the grief that he has caused you. This is not intentional. He just came there came to the end of his line. He's saying there was nothing. He couldn't figure out how to navigate the next step. He couldn't see the clarity. I think it's just dark, and it feels like a big tangle is what he was facing, and he couldn't see any light. He 100% is in a much better place. He has peace of mind. He is asking something of you, though, Enzo. He's asking, how do I say this? To honor your grief. Don't brush it aside. To just be really present with it. And in time, the grief will soften. But in those moments that you feel very vulnerable and you feel like weeping, weep. Allow it to just move through your body. This one here, Ashley, she can 100% help you with that, moving it out of your body, and the importance of it. He is saying, he keeps showing me a candle. He wants you to light a candle, Enzo, and he wants you to, like a white candle. I'm seeing a white candle.
I've literally put my white candle up today, and I haven't lit a candle for a while, but I literally took that candle from down here. I didn't have a long lighter, and I lit this tall white candle today.
Aw, that's for Bao. So yes, light a candle for him, and he wants you to just, when you light the candle, you commune with him, have a conversation with him, share how much you hurt, share how much you miss him, share what you loved about him. Just take the time to be 100% present with him. And when you light that candle, it's just like shining truth and light into where you're at. And this is going to help you navigate and move through the grief that you're in. But Enzo, please, if you are in so much pain and darkness from this, it's important that you find your light. And if you need help, there are so many amazing bereavement counselors out there. I would highly recommend.
So finding your spark, I got 2 cards that essentially said the same thing. Play is my pathway to joy, and too much going on, the need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach.
Yes.
2 of Earth. So I
that.
feel like this sense of play is, thank you, Enzo. This is about like that you're actually, I feel like, honoring Bao, because what I see here of like this kind of dissonance is like, oh, if I'm playing or if I'm letting go into play, like he can't play. But it's like, I really feel like he's really bringing in this encouragement of play. That's he's like reminding you to live. That I feel like this desire from him that he's like wishes that he would have given more time for that. Like is what I feel strongly. And I just really want to encourage you to like lean into that play. This is that is trippy. Tell me, say more. So I feel like you've probably been maybe getting nudges for this. I kind of feel like this is the sort of thing that's probably been coming from many different people. And also I feel like this is something that's somehow going to shape or like career, professional trajectory, and some different things that you get into. I kind of feel like it's shaping or creating some kind of passion is what I see.
That's so cool.
He says, I keep getting those cards.
Spirit's talking to you.
And Amy says, interestingly, one of my pillars of pain program is fun and play. Yes. I love it.
So important. We forget to play.
Yes. We do. We do. Thank you, Enzo, for trusting us.
Now Spirit was pointing you out because you do that, the movement, the body movement. And you bring play out for people.
So I don't know. Have you met James before? Like best friend? Or have you seen him on Yeah. So this is actually the partner of my best friend, James. Yeah. So I'm actually going to see him tomorrow. Okay. So I think maybe we might need to play. Have some play.
Yes. Yeah. You are masterful at playing.
Yes, I definitely help people get back into their body and play and bring a lot of energy of the child through. So we have Lara next. And Lara, let us know if you're here. So we have, hello, I would love guidance on how to make the most of an upcoming transition and move for myself and my family.
Is this a divorce?
I don't think so.
Okay. Like from moving from parents?
The transition and move for myself and my family. I think it's a going to a new location move. Yeah, okay. From what I know. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Laura's here. Okay. I feel business and
this is like uplifting.
Transition.
This is a really good thing.
This
is a really good move. Like this is you're going to be so happy you did it. There's nothing for you to worry about. Okay, so Spirit is just showing me just keep in the mindset of what the outcome you want, and you're going to manifest it. You're like in this pivotal moment to be able to manifest whatever it is you want. But I see such a high, radiant energy flowing from you in this new life that you're stepping into.
I always notice that the energy enters in with the shuffle. And so it feels like there was difficulty with it in terms of things shuffling around and trying to fit things into slots. It kind of felt very logistic. And so I feel as though some of the things that you're feeling right now are based on somehow trying to arrange logistics or getting in the planning. Because I just kind of see the energy coming in in the mind. And I see that there's it just feels very in the planning and the structure kind of stage. And so I do feel what I want to get you back into is well, let's go to the cards as well. The Moon card is talking about important psychic insights, events behind the scene, release the fears that hold you back. The Creative card came in reverse. We're all creative beings. We're all here as creatives to make tools, content, resources, write books, came in reverse, and also movement awakens my creative spirit. So movement is really big. I feel like movement played the body are probably going to be really big here. I've been getting a lot of messages recently that a lot of the blocks that people have released maybe last eclipse cycle from the mind and from the emotional field are still in the body. So what I saw was a lot of people in the collective who were feeling sad in their bodies, but they were like, why am I sad? And then when you could ask your body at what it's feeling and it'll tell you. I'm just feeling like that there's fears or kind of like old things that haven't worked out or kind of past versions that are ready to be released from the body, but it feels like a continuation of some other healing work. So I feel like it either be 1 to 2 years ago is what I feel. And I feel like typically if there's anything that's blocking the flow, it'll be almost like magnified kind of during this season. And that when you release it, it feels like it's like it opens up this flow, like this flood of things. Is this making sense for you so far, Laura? Make time as well with important psychic insights. I feel like you're in this place of like you channeling through like the phases of things with business. And I also see with like your family and with that transition that like you're the one that I feel like gives this like spiritual guidance, or I feel like I see you like maybe looking at the astrology, maybe like pulling this through. And I feel like within the family unit, like I feel like the family unit starts to like see you as being somebody who can help kind of guide the journey, guide the transition, and that people are like, it just feels like you're taking up more space in that in your planning process. You said, yes, a lot of logistics, trying to stay connected to the energy of the dream that we're all cultivating. Yeah. I mean, everything's really on track.
Like the creativity, you got that creativity card.
Oh, I didn't even speak to that.
Yeah, the creativity card. And that's what I was getting, is just being in that creative, like allowing yourself to just, what I was getting earlier was just being able to daydream and just get lost in what it is that you want to create, because that's where what I'm getting on the creative side.
Yeah.
And that you haven't been there. So that's where you have to maybe schedule time that you just go and draw the house or envision it, and you can manifest whatever you want through that space.
She says, LOL, yes, been looking at the family numerology yearly forecast to see what we're needing rather than focusing on logistical moves. That's perfect.
That's great.
Yeah, like
that's good.
Everything is fully on track with that. So amazing.
It's going to be an incredible move.
Amazing. Thanks, Laura. Okay, so I am scrolling back up, roughly going in order here, unless sometimes we might have a clarification question. So Julene, are you here? I love this question already. We're going to move on to Julene. Thank you so much, Laura. So while we're waiting for Julene to check in, we just wanted to give a little bit more information about who we are and what we create. I'm Ashley Bradley Moore, if you are new to me. And I've really been working with people who have taken these big leaps to create lives that are more in alignment with their soul, where the past perfectionist self or the past self that was really striving to be like, have these outward measures of success or appearing, as like a perfect family or a perfect mom or wife, that when that life starts to not be fun anymore and starts to crumble, I really love working with people who are like ready to put things like how they make money, like how they express in the world, how to bring that into alignment with their soul. And I work with people in a variety of different ways, doing readings, doing coachings, and I have like a lot of quirky creatives that I tend to work with in my circle. And you're working with empaths primarily, is that right?
So I primarily work with empaths that have been living up to everyone else's expectations. They're exhausted, they're overworked, they're people pleasers, and they're done. They're done doing it. So I help them clear all of that the past trauma. Again, it could be past life, parallel, or this life trauma that has kept them in that pattern, kept that mind in the same conditioning that this is how they're supposed to live, so they can completely release it and start to live a life of their full potential and empowered life, that they actually understand what that means and how good it feels to be empowered and stand in your own truth.
I love it. Thank you. Yeah. So are we ready to dive in?
Do it.
Okay. So she said, I left the Mormon church a couple of years ago. I was born into it and I am now in my 40s. So it really put me into a dark night of the soul for quite a while. I've been doing better lately, but still dealing with a lot of trauma and anger at being lied to. The first question that I have is, what do you want? And I'd like to tap into the energy that connects you with the greatest path of joy and ease to creating what it is that you want instead of that. I think that's a great topic.
So because you left the Mormon church, you went into a dark night of the soul, because you basically, what's happening there is you are grieving a massive part of who you are. And it's a really beautiful thing to grieve this part of you that you allow to basically die. This part of you was no longer serving you. And so allowing yourself to honor that and be present with that part of you and allow her, I like what Spirit is showing me is like, maybe there's some more deep work and deep healing that needs to be done here of understanding how to release and that pain and the trauma that you have endured. You're learning who you are again, and it's taking some time, but you will absolutely, as you navigate this and embrace the new you, they want you to cut cords. I don't know if you've cut cords yet. You want to cut cords with your past, because you're still energetically tied to it. So that keeps pulling you in that direction on a subconscious level. So they want you to cut those cords so that you can start to move forward into the life that you want to create for you, not one that was created by others for you. Does that make sense?
To something earlier that you said, she said, yes, definitely still tied to it. And she said, yes, it felt like my life ended.
It did. It 100% did. And so honoring that and knowing, okay, yep, part of me just died here and it's okay to grieve it. And then again, where Ashley comes in, the dance. You know, Spirit keeps showing me when I'm with her is how a dog shakes it off.
Oh my gosh, this
literally is the third time they've shown me today.
And so I feel like sometimes my body, it just starts to feel like all pent up, or I'll start to feel pain in my body and I'll realize, oh, I need to move. There's times where I feel like I need to get quiet and I just need to like breathe. And there's other times where my body's like, get up and move. Yeah. Cause it is moving like the emotions. Also, I'm getting it as safe and beautiful to express my sensuality. So, the reason that I use like dance and play so much is that there's a lot of people that come from religious conditioning. I was not raised super religious, but I felt like there was still that good girl kind of thing that I think is very similar to what you see from women who grew up in the church. And so I feel like this is about connecting with your body and your sacred connection to your sexuality. I feel like there's a lot going on. Like I feel a lot solar plexus wise, but it feels like there's a lot of shame that's happening there. And so it feels like a sense of like feeling safe to take up space in your body and to see that it's divine and creative, and that a lot of it is actually so powerful. Like a woman, anyone connected to their body and tapped in and like present in their body is so powerful that I know that it was not a mistake that people were turned away from their body and their sexuality, because it's all God. I had got the high ticket card and I had pulled another for just more details on it. And it's the 9 of Fire card. Don't give up. Protect that with that which you have created. Have courage. Believe in yourself. I feel like there was a part of you that feels like it was extinguished. as a young person. And I feel like this awakening of your creativity is like at the same time awakening the connection that you had with your inner child and the part of you that you didn't feel safe expressing or accepted in expressing in the Mormon community. And then we get the Sun card. So I feel like as you start to experience this stuff and play and move and just like take time like in private, right? To like just dance, just move, enjoy what it's like to be in your body. And I have happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success, having confidence in yourself, that's coming back to your body, and the sacred connection that you have to it, I feel unlocks a lot. Like I feel like I see love, connection, relationships, community, money. Like I feel like it's like boom, 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 like kind of coming in with this next healing phase. So she says, I have MS and a part of me wonders if my membership in the church contributed to me having it. Wow. It's possible.
Yeah, it's hard to say, you know. Yeah. The church definitely it has a way, in not all churches. I don't, you know, I'm not religious. I've never have been, but my understanding of what spirit shows is that it's like there's definitely a control mechanism that limits us from really expressing who we are. So that could be that. I also kind of feel like there's some past life trauma that was carried forward. It's not just in this lifetime.
Yeah. Thank you, Julene. What are some other ways, as I grab the next person, I go back to the list, keep dropping your questions. We've got about 20 more minutes and we'll go to as many people as possible. What are ways that people work with you? So we have the $99 reading special for the next 24 hours. And how else do people work with you?
So I have, I offer a 3-month and a 6-month mentorship. And in that mentorship, in that time, it's a weekly meeting where we connect and work through. I always work with your spirit team, and your spirit team curates what it is that you need. It's all about shedding the expectations of others and really fully coming into your own and becoming the person that you came here to be. Step into your full potential. Well, in this either 12-week or 6-month program, we are going into the quantum. We are, you're getting equipped with spiritual tools, practical tools. And I like to find with my guy or my clients to find like, what is their one goal that they want to hit and they just haven't been able to hit it. And in that time, I'm able to help clear the energy and help direct them onto that path so that they can hit their goals that they want. So they're basically getting unstuck from living up to everybody else's expectations, finding their own, being comfortable in their own, and then hitting the goals that they want in life. And once you understand how to hit those goals and you've cleared all those energetic blocks, you can keep hitting goals over and over and over. You have the recipe, you have the formula, and you can keep moving it forward in life.
I love it. That's powerful. So, Kathy, are you still here?
So while Kathy comes up, do you have other ways that you work with your clients?
Yeah. So I love working with people in group because I feel like there's a lot of healing that takes place. And so I have a group called Lead With Your Magic that is every Monday at noon Pacific. And so I give people a one-on-one reading in the beginning. We have office hours and things like that. But essentially what we come in and do is we read the energy. So we'll do a quick read of what's going on. And there's always themes that are coming up across everybody.
Themes. Yes, it's amazing.
And then we'll kind of like identify like, ooh, like what's here that needs to be like alchemized or released.
I love it.
And then we dance. I work with because I'm all about frequency first with people. And so it's kind of hard to be like, oh, what's the frequency? How can I connect with 396? Like, so I like to work with almost like a character, right? As if it's our alter ego or our performance. Because for us, if we just can connect with or make a character for what the version of us is that already has it. And we're able to put ourselves in that play pretend state and start to incorporate ways where we let that person lead. We call them in, that future self in for guidance. We let them dress us.
So
yeah. So it's really, I like to call it like a playground, but at the same time, there's a lot of depth. There's a lot of things that get released, and there's a lot of people who get really witnessed in like a really like true expression. And it used to only be business that I was only working with like healers and coaches for a long time, but I've expanded it now to anybody that I feel like is really kind of resonating with me and what I'm doing, and that it's going to be about our health, our well-being, love, money, expression. Because I just feel like I couldn't like just only talk about money and business anymore. Yeah, it wasn't.
There's so much more to it.
Yes.
Okay, Kathy's here.
Okay.
All right.
I have stomach issues. Do you have guidance on what I need to release emotionally to help? Perfect.
Okay. Let me see if I can get anything. Kathy, are you eating really clean right now? You have a very clean diet? Like no processed foods? I'm getting like leaky gut. I don't know if that's the case.
You want me to dive in while you're pulling?
Yeah.
So play is coming in again. Play is my
I'm getting creativity.
joy.
I'm getting creativity.
Yes.
Yeah, it's blocked.
The 10 of Water card, which is about emotions, a contented, rewarding family life. Your emotional material needs are met, trustworthy relationships. This is about love and money with me, as well as trust in a higher power, a trust in God's source universe. And I feel like the trust is, I feel like, the thing that's at the root of it. And I feel like you have to feel safe. Like it's about you're feeling safe enough that stuff is met in order for you to allow yourself to play, in order for you to allow yourself to be present in relationships. So I feel like that's your medicine right now, but your mind is telling you there's not enough time, or like there's going to be time after this is satisfied. Community came up as well. So I just feel like you're really being called to be like finding like-hearted people and people who you really resonate with, and really surrounding yourself with very nourishing relationships. And I do feel like the money and I had pulled from like the business deck. So I was curious if you had a business, because if not, I feel like there's some entrepreneurial things in there. I do feel like if you have a business, or if you're wanting to have a business, I feel like this pathway basically leads to it, is what I'm feeling.
So what I'm getting, I do see that you're eating clean on and off. Spirit is wanting you to get off of any processed foods right now. Like your body needs to have a break, and it needs like lean proteins and fruits and vegetables is what they're showing me. So every meal, they want you to eat like a balance with the macros. So they want you to have like a certain portion of fat. I'm not giving you like specifics, but they're just showing me like the fat, the protein, and the carbs. The healthy complex carb is what they're wanting, and that's going to help restore your system. Your system's kind of been like really out of whack, and so when you're eating like processed foods, it's just adding and compounding to the issue. Then I'm also getting your solar plexus, your sacral and your root chakra are out of alignment. And so taking time to go and do some deep healing in your root and your sacral chakras, and that's exactly what Ashley was pulling, is finding security. That would be your root, the financial security, the security with people around you, and finding people that are going to help lift you up. That's going to help build up your root chakra. And then for the sacral is having that, it's really connecting with who you are and having some creativity and just being able to feel comfortable expressing your truth to the world.
So she said that she's in a marriage where she's not feeling emotionally safe. So I'm not surprised that, because like both of us have been in those situations with our past marriages before we have been divorced. And so I feel as though that's why there's an an energetic alignment here between the three of us is like that's definitely gonna show up in ways, and I feel like
it will.
Your subconscious likes to try to solve things, but usually it'll basically make more of a mess in an effort to try to fix it or to try to protect you. But it does feel like I think that if you felt like you were supported within community, I feel like it would give you like the strength and resilience and the courage to bring some things into alignment in your love life, is what I feel.
Well, okay. Yeah, absolutely. And if he's not ever going to align with you, then
sometimes it's not the right person when it's coming into alignment.
And like, if you watch the podcast on my YouTube, that when I interviewed Ashley about her marriage and what she went through, I mean, she exhausted every single last resource to see if the marriage was salvageable or not. And it's really a beautiful story of what she's been through. I don't know if you heard her story, but I'm not saying to get a divorce. That's not what I'm saying, but to really just go through and exhaust what is there, because it may be salvageable. But if it's not, then it's finding the right people, the right team of people to help you navigate it, so you're not alone and you can save your health. I do want to share with you, I was married to a man that at the time I was basically dead on the inside. I had nothing to give, nothing. I was just a shell of a person. And it took me 7 years to leave that marriage. And if I didn't leave it, I would probably be very ill to this day. I wouldn't be doing this. And it was not an easy situation for me to leave because he had major health issues, but I had to do it for me.
Yeah. And my situation, my daughter had turned 2 the day after. So I was maybe like 6 months after ending like breastfeeding a kid, and my son is autistic, and he was 5 at the time, and we both live in Orange County. So I think for you were the main breadwinner of the family. I was not. So for me, like finances and money was like a big consideration, and it does feel like there's certain things, and I feel like that's why that trust piece was coming in, where you kind of have to take the leap and like know that you're going to figure it out, because I did not have every answer. I'm sure that you didn't have every answer either when you left.
So scary. Right. It's really scary.
So thank you, Kathy. I hope that there was some things that resonated with you. It's really interesting that Bev just says my marriage is at a bad moment. It's at a bad moment. Is it going to get better? And she said that she's new here.
So we have really quickly, I just want to address Kathy.
Yeah.
You may want to take up Ashley or I on our $99 deal while we have it available still for me for the next 24 hours, you for the next 12.
Yeah, I do
PM.
feel like if there's if you could use some support, I do feel like sometimes what's nice about somebody that's not directly involved in your situation, that's not your family, is that we're able to look at it from a really neutral way. And I feel like when we bring through information, it's really about helping you get clear on what's best for you and like you as a soul versus like trying to give directive. And so and I feel like it's both of us work in very collaborative, interactive ways with clients. So
yeah,
I think that if you feel really stuck or you're not sure what the next step is, I do think that $99 reading would give you a lot of depth and would at least connect you with like your initial next steps to make a change.
Absolutely. Knowing whatever that is. Your health is the number one priority.
Yes.
Without health, we are nothing.
So, Bev, are you still here? We'll see if we can maybe shorten a few of these to get them to just get through. Let's see. Hi. So I think there's some new questions. I'm not sure how many other ones.
Yeah, so we are probably going to have to wrap up here.
Yeah.
I don't know how many more questions we want to try to take. There is one that from on my YouTube here that I would like to address.
Yeah.
Okay, Bev is here. So
let's talk to her. Let's do Bev, and then we'll see the one that you feel pulled to. How about that? And we'll try to, because I know we need to wrap up in less than 10 minutes here. And then
maybe we'll do this again.
Yeah, we'd like to do this again. If you guys
want us to come back, we can.
If you'd like us to come back, I feel like maybe we do this like once a month or something. Do you do live readings on your page?
I don't know. I have before, but I stopped. So maybe I'll stop doing it again.
I do a mix. So Mondays at 11 a.m. Pacific, I do a mix of readings. And it's been mostly Facebook that I've been on lately, but then sometimes I teach like some kind of mini workshop, like if it's about releasing something or so.
I love that.
There's readings there sometimes, and then I do pop-up ones as well. So definitely give us follow so that you can see when we have this stuff going on. And then Bev, I'm going to pull for you.
Okay. What's Bev's question? My marriage, another marriage.
Okay. Is it gonna get better? It's at a bad place right now. So we're not gonna go yes, no, but we're just gonna pull in the energy. Is that what I want to share? Yeah. Interesting. So I trust the mystery of life. My emotions move through cycles and connect me with truth. And another emotion card. A contented, rewarding family life. Interesting. I feel like there's almost something a little bit shielded here right now. The Hermit card, spending time in meditation, spiritual teaching. So I feel like what I see for you is a time of going inward. And I feel like what I see is instead of changing things outside of you, I'm just going to close this sunlight as I'm blocking this out a bit. I see you really deeply going like inward and connecting to yourself. I know that there was a time when I felt like I was really craving a different kind of love. And instead of doing my usual way of feeling like my need was unmet by a partner, I feel like what I would do here is not even focus on if it's the right person or the wrong person, but to refocus you on what it is that you want, because that's how energetically it's either going to repel or it's going to invite your partner deeper into that love.
Yes.
But I do feel like I want to point you towards taking ownership from your inner world. And what I want to give you is like a quick little exercise. I want to tell you to write down all the ways that you want to be loved, of like the relationship that you want to have. And then I want you to make like another column and say, how do I give these things to myself? How, if I want to feel like, oh, like I'm told that I'm the most beautiful woman in the world, there's deep attraction. It's like, oh, how do I make sure that I feel like this and I give myself this? And then a third column of like, how do I bring this into the world? How do I be this? How do I radiate this? Because to me, it feels like it's what I'm like want to say is it's kind of like the most direct way of bringing the relationship that you do want into reconciliation. But the reason that they feel like they put trust in the mystery of life is I don't feel like they want us necessarily answering that question. I think they just want you focused on what you want and knowing that you absolutely are going to have that, like this, a content and rewarding family life, like a beautiful relationship. But like whether or not it's that person, I kind of feel like it could go either way. Like
I do too. Yeah, I 100% feel that same. I got the same message as you. And the other thing I got is really like I'm getting the sense that you're fixating on the things you don't like. And this is along the lines of what Ashley was saying. And instead of fixating on what you don't like, take the time to redirect your focus on what you do love, whether it is with this partner or something else. For instance, I remember one time I was getting really frustrated with my current partner, and I was like, gosh, I always do all the dishes and I do and I was starting to get like fixated on all the heavy lifting I was doing, and I was missing all the heavy lifting he was doing. So Spirit had told me, Emily, when you are doing X, Y, and Z, why don't you take this as time to just like worship us, like not worship, that's not the word they use, but that's what just came through. But just be like, this is my time to commune with my spirit team and be grateful that I have a house that I can clean. A lot of people don't. And so maybe it's those little tiny adjustments of our thought process and finding gratitude in what we have and gratitude in what he brings to the table, even in the times that I don't see it. I'm telling you, my relationship 180'd. It went from us about to break up to us just having pure joy and so much fun, like constantly. And not to say it's perfect. We are not perfect. There is no perfect relationship, but having that mindset and seeing things in a different perspective and the positive along what you're talking about, the 3 columns, identifying what I wanted and seeing joy in what I had instead of fixating on the negative.
She says, great message. Great idea on list. Thanks, Kathy. Who was the person that you felt called to?
Diane, she said, you gave me a prayer to cut cords with someone. How can I cut cords to get rid of bad habits? Okay. Diane, are you still with us? I'm curious if you are.
Thank you, Bev.
You felt any difference when you cut cords with whoever it was that you needed to cut cords with. Okay. So you're wanting to change your habits. This is something that you really have to make a conscious decision. And so in making decisions about like bad habits, what I'd like to do, and this is what Spirit is sharing with me for you as well, is I like to sit down. And so if I want to change a habit in my eating, and I have to decide what is I call it like a deciding core motivator. I call it DCM. So if I'm about to put a bag of chips, or eat some chips that I know are not good for me, I have a DCM that is going to have me question if this is the right move for me or not. Should I be eating this? So my DCM is something that I did a deep dive into why I wanted to eat healthy. And why did I want to eat healthy? What was it for me? And for me, I was married to a man that I was his caretaker for 10 years. And we were in hospitals, or he was bedridden at months at a time. And being in the hospital with him and seeing how how you're treated in a hospital and how awful it is, and being hooked up to all these machines was just something I'd never wanted for me. And when he would get healthy, he would start to eat junk food and drink alcohol. So my DCM was, if I'm about to eat junk food, I could end up like him. My health is on the line. Do I want to end up in the hospital? He died early. He died way too early because he chose to not take care of himself. And so that's my DCM. And so Diane, what I would say for you is really sit with yourself and go, why do I want to eat healthy? What is it inside of me that is not wanting to eat this bad food? And once you have it and you have it locked in and anchored in your soul, you won't want that bad food. You may go through some cravings for a few weeks, but once you go through those cravings, and you just have to, every time you have those cravings, keep going back to your DCM, keep going back. And then eventually you'll be like, I don't need it. You don't even want it. You don't even crave it.
I feel you on that. And I think that having that core motivator and intention and that thing that's the primary focus, I absolutely feel that. I meet resistance with kindness. So I do feel like there's some that when you make slip ups or different things, or when you choose to maybe be like, oh, I'm going to have this cheat meal or whatever it is, like, I feel like there does need to be a different kind of narrative or kindness and way that you speak to yourself. I also feel there's like some identity work here in terms of like seeing yourself as somebody that eats this way. So I feel like hypnosis is definitely one of my go-tos. I feel like even on YouTube, there's so many channels that have things like that, and things you can listen to while you sleep, because it's kind of like the conscious awareness, like choice that you're making when you're going to tap into that motivation. And then there's going to be the times where like within the body that you want some new kind of programming or to release anything identity wise that isn't a match for that.
Absolutely.
I'm on the right path and divinely guided. I feel like what you're learning here with this is something that you're going to apply to other things that you want. So I feel like just pay attention. The tools that you're using, the things that you find that work with you here with food and making this change is basically, I feel like you're kind of like having an understanding to like a way that when you do want to make any change that you're bringing into your life. So I feel a sense of like excitement for you, and that I feel like you're like kind of turning a corner, like pivoting into this like different way of being in life. So I just feel like this change has some like a bigger magic around it.
I love that. I love the nurturing aspect of it, because it's true. We have to nurture ourselves through all of the slip ups, and it's okay. And you know, the other thing too, I think along those lines is having the parameters of like, okay, 90% of the time I'm going to eat healthy, and I'm going to allow myself like once a week to enjoy and indulge, you know, just so you never feel like you're like missing out.
Yeah.
Because there is so much programming and subconscious like patterns that we're not even aware of. And that's where that hypnotherapy will definitely come in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Well, that is it for us today. Keep in mind that for 24 hours, we both have our $99 reading specials. My readings would usually start at the price range of around $250.
Mine are $222.
Yeah. So this is the lowest that we go in terms of like one-on-one readings. Because I feel like there's only so many that I know that I can do, since I have to be a really clear channel. Yeah. It takes a lot of energy and focus, but I absolutely love doing readings. If you were resonating with either one of us, like I feel like there's always the body's going to respond to somebody that is going to be the right person to bring through the message. Yeah. And so that's what I love about doing it with somebody else here, is that we both have different, I feel like, attunements into like energy and how we read things. And so I love that we can kind of give people these different options. That's so depending wonderful. On what they're wanting to like work with right now. Yeah. We're so excited. We hope that you'll give us a follow. So you're Emily Cady on YouTube. Yeah. I think I'm still under it. The Intuitive Ashley Bradley, the Intuitive Business Coach on YouTube. I need to update my YouTube.
YouTube is great. Just start it new. It's so fun to be with all my people on YouTube.
And then it's Ashley Bradley on Instagram, on Facebook, Emily Cady for you as well.
Yeah, Emily Cady, Facebook and Instagram as well, Spiritual Medium. So you can find me
TikTok.
There.
I'm on TikTok and it's Ashley Bradley.
I exited.
You did. Yeah. I've been going back more to like Facebook though and other places. Yeah, where YouTube is kind of shifted, you know, or not YouTube, TikTok. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
everybody.
Thank you guys. Have a wonderful weekend.
Bye.